Hi, team, and welcome to a quick overview of zone reviews for FY20. I wanted to provide you with just a quick intro to ensure that everyone has some of the context and is able to support PDs in implementing the pilot this year. As you know, our hope is to get 2 PDs from Y1 and 2 PDs from Y2 from each region to participate. But as I just spoke with Rohini from Atlanta, if you want to add more PDs, you're more than welcome to. This is not a limit by any chance. It's more of like a minimum. At least we'd like this many from each region, but feel free to customize this as it works best for your region. So, a couple of things I wanted to share with you. You'll be able to find the zone review Google Forms under our national curriculum, under curriculum learning, and under zone review pilot. Here we'll be listing out all the different zone reviews, and we'll probably put them into folders by region to make it even easier. I haven't gotten there yet, but I will. Each PD will have their own individual zone review form, and this is to facilitate a number of things. One, in order to ensure that you're able to quickly access the data and be able to share it with PDs. It's easier if it's just their own data that's in one place. Two, with trying to ensure that as many students take it as possible, because the part of the pilot is to allow us to focus in on a particular or two particular cohorts per year and really support them in having as many students as possible complete the zone review. Having it be by PD or by cohort allows us to be able to say, like, hey, we have 16, um, completed zone reviews, but we know there's 24 of y'all. So we still, and prompting folks to complete it in that way. So just as a quick FYI, the reason why I asked for your PD names is so that I can customize it and they'll have their own individual form. Here's the form. I will be adding collaborators. So once part of my request was not just for the names of the PDs, but for the names of the DTSs that support those PDs. And that's because I'll be adding you as a collaborator as well, in addition to the curriculum and coaching staff member on your region so that everyone has access to the data. At that point, throughout the year, you all will determine regionally who has access to it. So if you want to share it with your direct manager, if that's not the curriculum and coaching staff member, or if someone in region, wants to take a look or do any cross analysis between cohorts or anything like that, you all will have complete access to this. Our goal then is to support you as needed throughout the year. And at the end of the year, we'll be then compiling all the different responses from fellows across cohorts and across regions to help inform our work. We'll also probably be asking you questions around the implementation. What was challenging? What worked? What didn't? If we wanted to roll this out more broadly, what would it take? Did Google Forms work? Was that better? Is it better to use a different platform? That sort of thing. So we'll come back and gather that information to determine then how to move forward for the next fiscal year. A couple of things to note here as well. All the zone reviews are housed in one link. So once that PD has that link, you'll be able to just give them that one link. And students will come in and just select which zone they're completing it for. It's then programmed to jump to whatever zone review they are completing. Each zone review is pretty similar. They have about 4 questions, I think, that are more general. So relationship with PD, building relationships in general with like their cohort. Um, was this zone helpful, and was it engaging? And then there's a number of specific questions around each zone. Now, these are prioritized lessons in the zone overviews, so they should align. But also important for you to know which ones are being asked about, because as PDs are modifying the curriculum or as pacing is becoming a challenge, making sure that they're completing the ones in this zone review will be important, not only because they're going to be asked, but because these are ones that we have sort of hypothesized that will have the biggest impact. And so we're hoping to learn whether that's true or not. But in order for us to learn, they have to be implemented. So important for you to have that information as well. And then we'll ask them just some additional questions um, around their thoughts, right? So, how would they recommend this zone? Any other feedback they want to share? Um, Anything they would tell to other students. After this, the other component that's not highlighted here, I'll go down here, is we also add a number of questions around narrative for story exchange. And this is data that we'll be providing to our partners at Narrative 4. So, again, important for them to be participating in the story exchanges as part of our partnership, but also important for them to complete this section in order for us to provide that data. Um, yeah, I think that it should be it. As soon as I get over names and whatnot, I'll then email individual DTSs with their information, and then you all will be set up to support your PDs. Um, it's not showing here because we don't have any responses, but one thing that is neat about um, the Google Forms, which y'all probably know, is that they have the little graphs and charts and things that you can share. So as you're coaching your PDs around their responses, you'll be able to share those graphs and whatnot as needed. So the reason why we're not making PDs collaborators right away is because we have said that that the responses will be anonymous so that students can be honest and share their experience. And so that while PDs will get this data, we don't want it necessarily tied back to any one student, but rather more holistically so they have a sense of where their cohort is. Um, there will be an opportunity for fellows if they want to identify themselves to do that. And so that's something that we will include here. I haven't done that yet either, but we'll give them an opportunity if they want to share their name to do so, particularly because the last few questions um, are personal and sort of say like, is there anything else you want your PD to know about you? And so if they do want want to share something and want the PD to know specifically it was them, we'll give them the opportunity to do so. And then you as the person with access to all the data can share that with them. All right. Well, thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. This is by no means like the perfect solution. So if there's feedback or ways that we can improve the pilot, please let me know. Still early enough and still small enough that we can make some changes along the way. Thank you so much.